Pearson College has had an effect on me my entire life, and it's come and it's woven itself through my whole everything I've done. Of course, I still have very incredible friendships with the people that I was with at school. I took my kids down to hang out with my old roommate from Nigeria and one of my good buddies from Texas, and all of our daughters met. So we were down in Texas for about 5 days in September, and just to see our kids together when they were the same age as we were when we met is a pretty profound experience, and to know that the connection is still there, and the ideals and the commitment and the what we learned is still relevant today. Well, I think in terms of Pearson ideals, I think the one thing is realizing that we are all human beings, and we all have the same human experience. And it doesn't matter where you're from, the commonalities are big. And of course, when you're younger, you kind of more see national boundaries or gender boundaries or ethnic boundaries, religious, cultural boundaries. But I think as you get older, when you reflect back, you really realize that we're all human beings. Currently, I'm the Executive Director, Indigenous Initiatives and Partnership at British Columbia Institute of Technology. I've been in post-secondary education for probably going on 15 years, 20 years now. I think in the work that I do, I am First Nations, and you deal a lot with marginalized people, multi-barriered people, and I think the whole going back to the same model, and the number of times I've quoted Lester B. Pearson's speech about how can there be peace without understanding if you don't know each other. I think that's the answer to a lot of our problems. Like, how can there be peace with anything without meeting and understanding, just like First Nations people. It shouldn't have taken the Truth and Reconciliation Commission to make people understand First Nations issues. There's all these myths out there. Why are the myths out there? Because people don't know any First Nations people, or they don't talk to First Nations people. Most problems come down to a lack of understanding, ignorance in some cases, and just simple lack of communications. Of course, there's always this idea that Pearson College is a bit of an elite school because you come from around the world, and when I was there, it was only scholarship-based. There's only 200 or 100 students per year. So, but in the network and the commitment and the understanding that can happen, you have to start somewhere. So if you start with that initial 100, which they did many, many years ago, now has multiplied in this massive organization, and this massive kind of group of people that are around the world that are doing really interesting things. And certainly I find in my work, I reach out to a lot of past Pearson alums or UWC alums, and I think you would say we kind of all have the same mindset for the most part, and so the idea that now you have people working in very high-powered and getting appointed to, we just had a chat about 3 people that were appointed, 1 to a minister and 2 that were MPs. So we have people all across the world in these very unique and very exciting and powerful positions that if we work together, but for the general population who doesn't perhaps attend Pearson College, I think it's that knowledge and that understanding. And I think one of the things with the new head of the school that I think is very promising, and one of the reasons why I'm really interested in supporting and getting involved in Pearson College on the board, is that community outreach, making Pearson College relevant to the surrounding community and a true contributor to the community and part of that community. So that reciprocal support and that understanding and that networking, and then it just changes and grows from there.